Good morning, everyone. Welcome to BizChicks TV. This is the place where you can find tips and tools to help you do business better. We're here to help you run a profitable business that's fun to run and to take the hassle out of your hustle. And today we are here with Robin Shimizu and friends talking about happy, healthy habits. Oh my goodness. We always like to get started with a few healthy habits. Robin, how are you today?
I'm doing well, Terry. Thank you for asking. How are you?
All is well. All
Good.
is well. I'm excited. I did find out I need my glasses after all. I need to go get my eyes checked. It's been a minute, but I see much better when I use them. Oh my
Uh,
goodness, amazing, right?
mm,
So what do you have for us today?
well, today we have a very special guest, Jill Weston, who is our yoga nidra instructor, and she also calms our chaos. And so we're going to talk about meditation and reducing stress. And I think it's what does your heart need? I think is Jill's topic today.
Yes.
So I thought I
Mhm.
would just, Jill sent me some tips on the benefits of meditation. So let's go over
Ah,
that just really quickly.
okay.
Um, I'm actually delving into meditation myself quite a bit and taking some classes in it because
Oh, great.
yeah, it's something that you just practice. It's not, it doesn't come, you just got to practice it. It's fun, actually, because I
Okay.
carve out time in your day to do it. Okay, so meditation reduces stress. Meditation has
Mm,
been long shown to reduce stress levels, and high levels of stress can be contributed to heart disease. By reducing stress, meditation can help lower your risk of developing heart disease. Lowering blood pressure. Meditation has shown to lower blood pressure, which is a risk factor for heart disease. By lowering your blood pressure through meditation, you may be able to reduce your risk of developing heart disease. Reducing inflammation. Chronic inflammation is a risk
ah,
factor for heart disease, and studies have shown meditation can help reduce inflammation in the body and could potentially lower your risk of developing heart disease.
I find that very interesting that meditation can reduce inflammation. I need to check that out.
Meditation can improve your sleep.
Mm.
It's been shown to improve sleep quality, which could potentially lower your risk of developing heart disease. Isn't that
Hmm.
crazy? Enhancing heart rate variability. Heart rate
Mm.
variability, HRV. I've seen that, but I've really never known what that stood for. Heart rate variability is a measure of the variation in time between each heartbeat. High HRV is a sign of a good heart rate,
Hmm.
good health, good heart health, while low HRV is a risk factor for heart disease. Studies have shown that meditation can enhance HRV, which could potentially lower your risk of developing heart disease.
Mm.
So, overall, meditation has may be a helpful practice for heart health as it
Hmm.
has the potential to reduce stress, lower blood pressure, reduce inflammation, improve sleep, and enhance the heart rate variability.
Wow.
Wow.
I had no idea that meditation could help me with inflammation. I am definitely paying attention now. I mean, my attention is just so focused now. Like, what? Sometimes you just need one thing that triggers, consciousness about
Mhm.
something important.
Mhm.
Mark is here this morning. He says, meditation is truly the cure and preventative for so much. Yes, it is, Mark.
Thank you, Mark.
We love Mark.
He's gonna love Jill today too, so
I
that's
think
great.
so.
Yes. So let's bring Jill on. Jill is our yoga nidra instructor. She also helps us calm our chaos. She helps us
Mhm.
learn how to breathe and to meditate, and she is just a blessing to us here at BizChicks. So thank you, Jill, for coming and helping us out this morning.
Absolutely. Thank you both for always having me and being open. to the ideas and the practices that I have. So yes, my name is Jill Weston, and I am a fairly regular presenter here on BizChicks, usually offering something along the lines of mindfulness or meditation. Today we will do a heart meditation to maybe check into what does your heart need, and to have your mind and body understand what that means. So sometimes we think of just the physical heart, sometimes it can be the emotional heart, but really, what does your heart need right now? I wanted to touch back on the heart rate variability because that sounds like a big word. I am certainly not a doctor at all, but I actually learned it in my yoga nidra training because it was a part of the research that was done. And the idea is when your heart rate goes up or down, how quickly can your heart recover and go back to that state of balance? So the heart rate, if you think of heart rate, you know what that is. And then you think of the variability. Variability is the ups and the downs of something. And the idea is your heart is considered healthier when it can move back to that balanced state. So let's say that you get very concerning or alarming news and you panic, you go into anxiety, which is natural. That's your body protecting you. Once you realize that everything is going to be okay, or you have some coping mechanism for the tragedy or for that alarming news, does your heart recognize, okay, I don't any longer need to be in that fight or flight. I no longer need to be in that protective state. Let me go back to the normal rhythm of pumping out the blood, moving nutrients, moving hormones, all of that. So yes, sometimes we need our heart to be in alarm. We need the adrenaline in our systems, but we do not need that 24 hours a day. So the heart rate variability, it's a scientific term, but to me it's really important because it has to do with, I just think of the flow, and Mark talks about like the flow state. If you're doing things and it's like, think of a jagged mountain range.
Oh, yes.
Life is like a jagged mountain range of up, down, and sharp points. Your emotions aren't going to be good. You're not going to be in a flow state. You're going to be very, very reactive. But if you are in flow state, which means a lot of different things, it's more of a sense of a wave, a sense of ease. So that's what I'm going to do in the meditation today is constantly remind your body and your heart to be in a flow state, to be in a sense of ease and in that right rhythm. It does not mean your world is perfect. So I'm not saying that you just sit around and meditate and chant and let the world go by. But in the immediacy of trying to address an issue, or for many of us who are here in business, can you be as much in that flow state as possible to, number one, have your own physical health, but also for your business to be healthy? And you might have to, I don't have a good word for it, but just like heart rate variability is that up and down and the ease and moving back to the balance. When life is terrible and there's a tragedy, and we've had a lot of tragedies lately, I'm not saying you just go off and meditate and it's better, but can you gentle out the response so that you can be more effective? Can you gentle out the response so that you can process your emotions? So that's the other piece, is sometimes people think that mindfulness or meditation is ignoring your thoughts or making your thoughts go away. And it's really welcoming all the thoughts and everything that's going on and moving back to that flow and that ease state. So again, even if it's tragedy, even if there's been difficulties, how are you managing that?
Mark says, yes, focused gratitude for a few minutes per day will change your heart health.
Absolutely.
See Heart Math, and he gives the link for Heart Math.
Yes. Heart Math is a wonderful institute. It's actually right here in California, and they've done some phenomenal studies on regulating, self-regulating your emotions, regulating your heart rate variability that have to do with, you just think better and you eat better and you make better decisions. Maybe you're a better parent. And it's that overall, when you are in your most right state of mind and your heart, it's simplistic to say that your heart is calm, but when your heart is working at the right capacity for the situation, just your well-being is amazing. Your relationships with others is amazing. So I always have stories. I'll tell a quick story because I think for some people listening, stories are maybe more helpful than sometimes the science. So they're like, yeah, I still don't know about this. So just really quickly, I have a friend in the hospital that I'm supporting, and it was a scheduled surgery. I was especially mindful that I'm okay being in a hospital, and I like to advocate for people. I'm not so good with little tiny parking spaces, and this hospital in Sacramento has the smallest parking spaces, and it's difficult to find parking. So I know when I drive there and I get there, I really just want to find a spot and I want to get in to help my friend. So I find my parking spot, and now I'm leaving, and I see a really big truck trying to get into this little tiny spot. And he starts to pull towards me, and he's like waving his hands and apologizing that, he's kind of in my way. And I'm thinking, like, I'm fine. And literally in my mind, like, I'm fine, meaning like my heart is good. I am not in a hurry for you to like get out of my way. And right away, what I start thinking, Robin and Terry, is he's coming into the hospital either for an appointment or to see somebody.
Yeah.
His heart is probably not better. My heart's good because I've just seen my friend. I put my hands up. I was like, and I mouthed to him, take your time. And I see him struggling. And then it dawns on me, my car is parked just 2 cars over. And for some reason I have, it's a marked out space where you can't park, but I have extra space next to me. And so I waved to him, wait. I said, I'm just 2 cars over. I said, I have more than enough room. Let me move. You can have a spot. He's like, oh, thank you. And remember, before we went on today, I talked about that sign is now.
Yes.
He literally like threw up his hands and he's like, oh, thank you. And he put his hand on his chest. Isn't that curious? Our heart's in our chest. So I was like, don't worry, I got you. So I start walking to my car. There's an older gentleman. And again, I'm appreciating that he too is probably stressed. He starts honking on his horn, waving his hands, cursing, hollering at the guy at the truck. Because he's an older driver, he doesn't think he can get around the truck and move out of the way. So then I'm like, okay, both of these poor men are stressed. I'm not. I'm a peacekeeper. See my stress whisperer shirt, stress whisperer. I'm like, how can I help both these people? So I was like, take a deep breath. I approached the other driver really quick, and I put up my hands and I just said, he's trying to move out of the way for you. And I didn't say calm down. I said, he's trying to move out of the way. Well, he's on the way. Then the guy in the truck gets out and starts waving his hands and walks to, and I'm just like, please don't let this happen. Okay. So it all turned out fine. The older guy got around. The other guy was like so thankful. But imagine if both of those people had been able to self-regulate themselves, they would have both seen the situation. They're both there at a hospital.
Yes.
Anxiety is high. They both want parking spaces, and there was room to get around. When our heart rate goes up and our blood pressure goes up and all these hormones are released and we think we're in fight or flight to defend ourselves, we also can't see clearly. So that older gentleman in the car literally thought he couldn't get around the truck. There was miles of room to get around. So his frustration was coming out, and my guess is neither one of them had very good heart rate variability because it was doing this. So again, quick story. If stories are easier, go like, how do you put this practically into place? Yes, you can meditate in a parking lot garage in a hospital.
Okay.
Find a parking spot. It will help you be better when you go in to see your person. So those are some of the practical aspects at that moment. For both of the gentlemen, What did their hearts need? Their hearts needed to literally lower their blood pressure. You're going to get the parking spot. It's not the end of the world if you don't. You are not in danger. This guy's not going to run over your car. And for me, on the outside looking in, because I was calm, I could see all of that. I knew that the guy in the truck meant no harm. I could see that the guy could get around. I could see that I had the better parking spot, but they couldn't see any of that because they were already in an alarmed state. So hopefully that's helpful to people that are listening of like, why would we even do this?
And so Mark says this story is also a great reminder that peace is created one person at a time, and it is contagious. One person anchored at peace can calm another by their very presence.
Thanks for recognizing that, Mark. And it's true for all of us. You sometimes don't even have to say anything. It's a little off topic, but we also we can all be, I say, peace activist in many different ways. Sometimes you don't even have to open your mouth. Smiling at somebody, moving out of the way, showing people how to be kind. If there was another car behind all those other cars, not honking your horn, not throwing up your hands along with it. So, it's very much about community, but it starts first with yourself. Again, I purposely made sure my heart health was good coming in and out of that hospital, and I'm going back again today. But just being mindful when you're in stressful situations. Sometimes I'm fortunate that I'm retired, so I can go to a bank or a store anytime that I want to. On purpose, purposefully, I don't go into banks on a Monday and a Friday. Or if I go into a bank or a store, I do have the luxury, if the line is long and people look agitated, I turn around and leave. Or I stand there and I don't add to the energy.
Right.
Sometimes I have people that turn around and look at me, they're like, can you believe what? And I just smile and I'm like, don't invite me to your eye roll. Don't invite me to your throwing up the hand. Like, I'm sorry that that's going on for you, but like the saying of not my circus, not my monkey. I don't know what is going on for you. And I'm not going to join the rally cry against the bank teller or the nursing staff or whoever it is when I don't know the situation. So thank you, Mark, for mentioning that of just if you can take a step back and take care of your own heart and recognizing how you're acting out of that, I think we could affect the community a lot more.
He says, I'm not feeling your pain, body or mind.
Yes. Yeah. Keeping yourself kind of so you can empathize with people, but you don't have to take on the attitudes and the behavior, and you can diffuse that. All right. Are we ready to do a little heart meditation?
Yes.
Sounds good.
I'll lead a brief session. We'll leave a little bit of time for question and answer afterwards. Terry always says I put her to sleep.
I'm going to try to.
This will probably relax you to some point, but it also may have you do a little inquiry. So meditation, like I said, is, sometimes it's moving out of the thinking mind. This may have you think just a little bit because I'm going to ask a couple questions along the way. But just see if you can really focus a little more than relaxation. Focus on, is your heart talking to you? Can you connect with your heart? Communicate with your heart? By the time you're done, can you answer the question, what does your heart need in this moment? And if you happen to be driving and listening live or replay, please don't do the meditation. Save it for later. All right, so starting out, just get comfortable, and there's nothing special that you have to do. We're not going to do any special breathing today. Just get comfortable and maybe notice your shoulders, your arms, your hips, your legs, all the way down to your feet. Literally make sure that you know that you are sitting in a chair, you're laying on a bed. And no fancy breathing needed. Just take an easy inhale in through your nose. Relax your jaw and let that breath go. Take another easy inhale. and exhale at your own pace. And today I'm going to guide you into a very short heart meditation. And know that you can listen to this again later. You can even do this as your own practice. It's really a nice 10-15 minute practice. We'll just do about 5 minutes just to give you an example of how you may feel. And anything that doesn't feel right, anything that doesn't feel good for you, you can just bypass. So I'm going to have you listen to the end of 3 chimes just to center your attention, and then follow me into the heart meditation. Now, with easy awareness, take your attention to your right hand. Notice your right hand, your right wrist, and all the way to your right elbow. And then take awareness to your left hand, your left wrist, and all the way to your left elbow. Now, as you're ready, feel a sense of relaxation, a sense of ease down through your arms. And then guide awareness across the tops of your shoulders. And imagine that you can feel just the easy weight of your clothing across your shoulders, and relax all tension, all holding, letting go, letting go, letting go. And imagine your shoulders releasing down. Imagine your shoulders softening, maybe feeling a sense of ease or flow across your shoulders. Just letting go. If you do find tightness through the shoulders, just be the observer, meaning you're going to notice, but you're not going to make a story out of it. Just noticing where there's ease in your shoulders, noticing where there may be tightness. And then when you're ready, take one of your hands to your chest, to your heart area, if that's available. If you don't feel to raise your hand, just imagine your hand across your chest. And I want you to first imagine connecting with your physical heart.
Mm-hmm.
And as you do, imagine noticing the muscles, the arteries, the veins in and surrounding your heart. You don't have to be an anatomy expert. Just use your imagination. What do you imagine your physical heart feels like? As you notice the easy rise and fall of your breath, see if you can connect with your heartbeat. See if you can connect with your heartbeat. And as you connect with your heartbeat, how does your heart feel? How does your heart feel? And just notice the sensation or the word that comes to mind. Maybe your heart feels heavy, and if that's the case, imagine lightening your heart. Or maybe there's a thought of, wow, my heart's beating really fast, and that doesn't feel good. Imagine slowing your heart, your physical heart. Just let your heart, your physical heart, tell you what it needs. How does it want to be? Just letting go. And imagine your physical heart with so much flow, so much ease, so much right rhythm, so much flow, so much ease, so much right rhythm for you. If your shoulder or your hand is starting to fatigue or get tired, you can drop it down. It's up to you. And I want you to just gently shift your awareness from your physical heart to your emotional heart. Or maybe some people call it like a memory heart. As best you can, see what your emotions need right now. As you check in with your emotional heart, what does your emotional heart need most right now? Are there feelings? Are there sensations that need more flow, more ease, or a different rhythm? A different rhythm. Would you like more ease? Maybe a sense of forgiveness, a sense of understanding through your emotional heart. What does your emotional heart need? And now go ahead and gently imagine your most favorite emotion or your most favorite color all around and through your heart. Expand that awareness of flow, ease, right rhythm, different rhythm through your heart. If you have removed your hand from your chest, take your hand back to your heart as we finish up and see if you can feel the areas of your heart where there's that flow, that ease, the right rhythm. Taking your hand back to your heart, finding that flow, the ease, knowing that your heart has a little more of what you need right now. When you're ready, you can drop your hand gently. As I count back from 5 to 0, just starting to come out. 5, maybe noticing both hands on your thighs or your knees. 4, feeling into your fingers, your hands, your toes. 3, taking awareness across your heart one more time. 2, prepare yourself to be back in your space, ready for the rest of your day. 1, coming fully back into your body. And 0, start to notice your breath again without changing anything. If you're able to stay relaxed and in connection with your heart, do that. If you have to move on to some other things or make some phone calls, you could also shake out your hands and your shoulders. Take a couple deep breaths if, again, you need to get back in rhythm. If not, you can just stay right where you are. I'd like to open it up for any questions or comments. And no, again, that was just a very short sampler. I would recommend a little longer session if you had difficulty connecting with what was going on in your heart. It's not because you did anything wrong. It's a very short time. So go and do the practice a little longer if you want to. But open to any questions and comments as we finish up.
I couldn't feel my heartbeat
Okay.
through my shirt, but I imagined it, visualized it.
That's powerful.
And one of the things that came up for the healing part of the meditation was my inability to receive and open my heart to receiving, and I am going to work on that. So that was really profound for me, that this is something that I'm going to start working on.
Good. Thank you for sharing that, Robin.
Yeah. That came up as an emotion, as something my heart needed. Yeah, that was really great.
It really was. I think I do need more time, like you said, because I had the same experience finding my heart rate, Robin. But I knew where my heart was. You know what I'm saying to you? So I tried to focus on finding the pumping of my heart, as opposed to, you know what I mean, to try to find that. But I found it extremely relaxing. When we went to that emotional heart, I don't know if I have a disconnect or what, or maybe there's just too many emotions in there. I couldn't pick one. It's like, oh my gosh.
That's okay.
I need to calm my emotional heart.
Well, and Terry, what I would suggest too is that, especially with mindfulness and meditation, really try to not make yourself wrong at all. Just know that you're exploring, you're checking things out, you're learning what is for you. So, and again, I don't know. It could be, yes, you have a lot of emotions in there. Having a lot of emotions is not bad. So maybe you just had so many, like, I don't know if it's joy. I don't know if it's this. I don't know if it's this at that moment. And typically what I say, and again, I'm not an expert, not a scientist. Sometimes we don't know what we need because we don't practice checking it out enough. We go to the refrigerator, we open the doors, and we're like, oh, well, there's this there and this there. I guess I'll just eat that. Do we stand in front of the refrigerator and say, what are we really, really wanting right now? Versus, well, I'll get this because it's convenient. I'll get this because I ate it yesterday. So it's kind of the same when we ask somebody, hey, how are you feeling? Oh, I'm fine. Oh, I'm terrible. Excuse me, did you sit for a minute and check with yourself to see how are you? And it's, it's a practice. So it's not that, you might be disconnected. It's not necessarily that you're disconnected. If you don't have that practice often enough of checking to see how you are, you can't check in 30 seconds.
And oftentimes we're out of practice in checking in with how we feel.
It's exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah.
We do the typical, hey, Terry, good to see you. How are you? I'm fine. And inside you're like, I am not fine. I'm tired. There's tragedy, or I'm, even sometimes we're excited about things and we have our own stuff in our head about, well, they probably don't want to hear all about that. And they just share that they're having a rough day. I'd really like to share my excitement, but I don't think I should. And then we're just like, yeah, I'm okay too. So it's just that it's the, we're saying, what does your heart need? But it's like, what does every body part need? What do our emotions need? What does our belly need when we're eating? It's It's all the things, as I say. It's like, what are you paying attention to? Are you listening to yourself?
Mhm.
Mm. Wow. Dr. Tachi says, I'm so relaxed. Dr. Tachi says, this is wonderful.
Oh, I'm
And
glad.
Dr. Tachi, I enjoyed it too. I enjoyed it too.
And I
Uh,
did mean for it to be a little bit longer, but I did want to tell the practical story of, because sometimes people are like,
mhm,
oh, what does my heart need? That's like airy fairy. And, imagine if we walked around all day long knowing what our hearts needed. Would we be kinder to ourselves? Would we get
mm,
ourselves in or out of situations better? Could we be kinder to other people?
Mhm.
Kind doesn't mean letting somebody walk over you.
Mhm.
But it goes back to the heart rate variability. I don't want my heart spiking up and down just because of what somebody's doing or what I'm seeing. There's so much to see and listen to
mhm,
that we and I'll say this like very seriously. You cannot afford to let your heart rate and to let your body react to all that is going on. Okay. Now, it means, yes, there's things to be done and there's problem solving and we have to make adjustments in our life. But hear me clearly when I'm saying react. Like, you cannot afford, none of us can afford to let ourselves react to all the stimulation that's around us.
Mhm. Mhm.
And it's in subtle ways. It's not just on TV. It's the behavior of other people that we're seeing or trying to figure
mm.
out, or people around us. Like, you have to have connection with your body and your emotions.
So I'm just going to say this. It brings to mind your meditation shift and insight timer. That's exactly what that's taught me how to do, is to
Yes.
watch things, acknowledge them, observe them, and then let them go,
Yes.
Mhm.
because you're not ignoring them.
Mm.
You got to actually accept it and then let it go. And then you can move on.
Mhm.
But if you ignore it, that's not good either. So you're not
Mhm.
saying ignore things. You're saying to let them go.
Yeah. Thank you for hearing that, Robin. Yeah. It's very much about, seeing things clearly, having a clear decision as to how you want to respond, and then taking, there's some practices of like meaningful action or taking right action. But it's more and more, this is just a personal opinion for me now, but more and more important for us to self-regulate ourselves.
Yeah.
Don't be part of the mass screaming, yelling, being violent with people. Even, I mean, I could go on and on, but even if it's within your own family or on social media,
Mhm.
in parking lots, it can be dangerous both to
Yes.
yourself and other people.
Mhm.
And so, taking the right action starts with you a couple steps back. And again, it's not easy. It's, it's a practice. Get around people that support you doing that. Find practices that are easy for you. If this heart meditation was not easy for you, find something else that is. But it's
Mhm.
increasingly important to just don't let yourself be tugged up and down and pulled this way and that way by everything that you're seeing and hearing and that's around you.
Right. Right.
So,
Thank you so
thank
much,
you so
Jill.
much. Thank
That
you,
was
Mark and Dr. Tachi, that were listening. I'm not always able to see everybody that's on Facebook.
Mhm.
So,
Mhm. Dr.
and if anybody
Tachi
has any
and
questions,
Mark
they,
were in together.
if anybody has any questions at all, feel free to follow up. And I think Terry's going to show my website link, so
I'm
you can,
getting ready to do it right now.
you can
Now that we
email me.
figured out, Jill, what our heart needs, let, let me share my screen, and I hope you all can see that this is Jill's Inside Timer.
Mhm.
You can go here. I will put the link up um, so that you can find that. And also, I'm going to stop sharing and I'll put her This is Jill's website. It's called Our Breathing Space, and we'll also put that in the chat. Okay, guys?
Thank you both so much.
Mm-hmm.
Jill, do you
Mm-hmm.
have any events coming up you'd like to share with us and tell us what's going on with you?
Sure, real quickly, there's a couple, as you can see on the screen, on the upcoming events. I'm offering a combination of both virtual and in-person classes. For some of the people listening in today, they may be interested. On Monday, it will be Yoga Nidra for Grief, and that's sponsored by a nonprofit. So that one is only $5 to attend. And that one will be a session that's a little bit longer. And again, to navigate through any type of grief that you may be experiencing. And that one is on the 20th. You don't need to turn your camera on at all. It can be very non-invasive, but yes, I'm offering in-person and virtual sessions.
Oh, the 20th is a Zoom and an in-person?
The 20th is just a Zoom, where
Oh,
that one normally is an in-person, but the nonprofit Together We Heal community, and what we wanted to try it on Zoom to see if more people can attend, and
great.
more people are asking for the grief-related Yoga Nidra meditation.
I signed up for the 20th.
Oh, good. We'll see you then.
Yay. Yeah.
We want to encourage you to follow Jill on her social media sites. Also, to connect with her here on her um, website, Our Breathing Space. We put the connection in the chat. Also, if you're looking for her on Insight Timer, you can find her at the link that we have provided. She is really a jewel. You need to connect, learn to relax, and talk to our breathing whisperer. We love it when Jill comes because she always helps us calm our chaos. Wow. Thank you so much. And we want you to sign up for those events that she has coming up and support her. Also, if you're looking to be a part of BizChicks, you can text Biz to 33777, or you can simply go to bizchicks.net and fill out your profile. We'd love to help you and support you in building a profitable business that's fun to run. So, who do we have next week? Stand by, Jill. Sometimes our guest disappears. I have to say, stand by. We have
Linus Woods Mullins will be with us next week. We haven't seen Linus for a while, so that will be fun to see Linus. She is our quintessential coach over the for women over the age of 40.
Exactly. So we look forward to hearing from Linus, but we love it when you come, Jill, and we always feel so calm when you after we talk to you. With that, I just hope that all of you will take care of your heart. It is February Heart Month. Be more cognizant of what's going on with your, what did you call it, Jill? Your physical and your emotional heart. With that, we want to remind you it's okay to make money in your business. So go to the front of your own line. Have a great day, everyone, and we'll see you tomorrow. We'll be talking tech in English in a way that's easy to understand so you can apply it to your business. Bye bye, everyone.